Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Hello, my name is Mike, and today's show is brought to you by our Amazon page. Please remember to shop at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. It's quite simply the best way to support this show. If you need it, Amazon has it, and you can get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. Bookmark it, please.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
You know, Oscar, over the past week or so, it's been a series of firsts.
It has.
And this is one of my favorite firsts because I think this is his first appearance from our international studios. Ladies and gentlemen, America's favorite Chihuahua, Frankie. Hi, Frankie.
Florida Frankie.
Hey, Oscar, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, gracias. ¿Y tú?
Bien.
Hey, guys.
Bien. Hola, un momento, por favor.
It's America.
Un momento, por favor.
It's
un momento.
America. I need you to speak English.
No, it's just one moment, please.
Okay. Oh, don't do that.
No.
Don't
I got to clean myself.
But
I got to clean myself. Why you got such a problem? I'm a dog, for God's sakes. Hold on just a second.
Don't.
No, that's gross.
Not there.
See,
What are you
there
doing?
we go. I think I got what you would call, what do American would call a...
Infection?
Klingon.
Oh,
Klingon.
okay, very good.
A little something left from last night, you know? When the little Miss O'Mara, Elizabeth, she take me out for a walk, you know, and I drop a deuce for her. I don't for Mr. O'Mara. I don't do nothing for him.
Has
I don't
Mr.
ever
O'Mara?
poop for him. I never poop. You know when I poop for him?
When?
I poop for him the day he died. I go to his gravesite and I poop on that. How you like that? That's where I poop.
I don't like that at all.
Tough guy
Oh,
Frankie.
yeah, he dragged me around. Mr. Big Fat Man, dragged me around because you're so powerful on the end of the leash. Oh, yeah. If I was your size, Mr. O'Mara, I tell you, Mike, you know what I do, Mike?
You call
I go
him Mike?
kick your ass. I call Mike. Well, that's his wife. Then Mike, take Frankie out. Mike, take Beluga out. Mike. And then Mike goes, I don't want to. He don't poop for me. And she said, you got to take him out anyway. I take him out every time. And then she said, well, he ain't going to poop for you. I don't care. Maybe he pee. So I go outside and I make sure
What?
I don't poop. I never poop for Mr. O'Mara. I never do. And then they go out to the dinner and they go to their nice little Florida dinner with the old people. And you know what I do?
What?
I walk right into the shower and I take
man.
a big one.
That's
'Cause
right.
for me, a big one
You
is
jerk.
about, that's big, poquito.
You could just, rinse it down the drain.
See, that's what he does. And then he gets so angry. The best one I ever did, we moved down to Florida, and Mrs. O'Mara, she said, Frankie seems so much happier. I said, I proved them wrong.
Hey, I have a question, Frankie.
Yes, Rob.
Since the little O'Mara is there.
How are you, Rob?
I'm very well. How have you been?
How was your slave of study?
Oh, lousy.
Okay, good. I look forward to hearing about it on the
I
show.
don't care for it at all.
Sleep.
How you, Mr. Oscar?
I'm great. Thanks for asking.
Oh, that's good. I love to check in with you guys. Mr. Pony,
Hey, Frankie. How are you doing?
please, on behalf of the entire Chihuahua community, accept my deepest condolences, okay, my friend?
Thank you.
Okay, that little sugar glider will be with you the rest of your life.
Oh,
Don't
that's
worry
false.
Oh.
That is false sympathy. You hate rodents.
about that. That's right. I eat that thing big time. I used to chase them.
Yeah, I know.
chase them down into the rat hole, and I get them with my teeth. I got sharp teeth, and there's nothing more satisfying than getting a tiny little run-up between your jaws and hearing that snap of the neck as he goes to the happy hunting ground.
How does that feel, Pony?
I feel good. I'm re-energized. I'm down here in Florida. This is where I like to live, boys.
Why? What's so great about Florida?
It's warm.
Sure.
It's got a great way of living, and I just enjoy myself.
A lot more culture.
Yeah, like culture for me, you know. And
Like
my
what?
People. My people are down here. It's Chihuahua Central. There are hundreds and thousands. Hundreds and thousands of Chihuahuas per square mile.
You know what I read on the internet, Francis, is that the Chihuahua is actually...
You read?
Yes, I...
Just kidding, I kid you.
Yeah, you see-
You funny, Mr. Rob.
That's not nice.
I know, I'm sorry.
I read that in Florida, Chihuahuas...
Un momento, por favor.
Of course,
un
of
momento.
course. Stop it! Stop that!
Oh,
Stop
this
it!
is
Not safe
so
for work,
Good.
Frankie.
Hey, like you wouldn't do it if you could?
Well, no, I'm not sure that I will. Well, not on you, certainly.
Yeah, I love doing that. I could do that all day long.
Yeah.
I do that all day long, man.
Yeah. Is it true
Yeah.
that in Florida,
Man,
packs of
suddenly I'm
chihuahuas?
Antonio Montana.
Yeah, your mood has changed.
I do that all day long, man. Yeah, man. All right. Yeah, man.
I hear that in Florida, packs of chihuahuas run wild in the streets.
Oh, there are chihuahuas everywhere, man.
Everywhere.
It's, yeah, well, I mean, if you go in the right neighborhood, you go to a trailer park, you get chihuahuas that are wild.
Yes.
Yeah, they live out there in the bushes, but they got to be careful because, they got these snakes that are indigenous, to the... They bring
what?
these snakes, the indigenous snakes are down here, and then you get the snakes that are brought into the environment, like the giant python.
Right.
I will tell you something right now. There is not going to be a win if Frankie the Chihuahua comes up against a reticulated python, my friend. Okay? You mark my words about that. Yeah, arriba. Aye.
Do you ever tell him to say hello to your little friend?
Oh, hold on just a second. Wait a minute. Let me look out the window.
Okay.
I look out the window. Say, yep, UPS man.
Stop it!
Jesus.
Stop it! That's not doing any good at all.
Sorry.
He might be
I
even bringing
like
you a
to-
present.
I like to show him his boss. Anybody comes to this door, I say, I am Frankie Chihuahua O'Mara of the House O'Mara. You do not F with me. You don't F with me. You understand me?
Oh, I like when you use your scary voice.
Okay, you want to hear it?
Yeah, I do.
Please.
Don't you come near me. Oh, it's good to be with you guys, though. Isn't it great?
How's Beluga?
Oh, you want to know the truth? I got to keep this real quiet.
Sure.
okay?
Please.
You want to know really the truth?
Yeah.
He's dying.
Oh, he's dying?
He's dying.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the
Muriendo?
number one man. He's so stupid, he don't even know he's dying. I say, hey man, you sure you don't want to go down those stairs a few more times, work out a little bit, keep the body in shape? And he goes, I don't know, Frankie. I don't know, yeah, no problem. Yeah, poor Beluga. He's so slow, he's so old, and he's so stupid.
You know what that is?
What's
That's
that?
more of your fake sympathy. You
Yeah,
don't
I
really
really
care.
don't care.
You don't really
yeah,
care.
I actually, I like more food for me if he's gone. You know what I mean?
More
That's
loving.
especially people food. God, there's nothing I like better. When the family meal, I sit on to Mr. O'Mara. Now, Mrs. O'Mara, I get nothing. Like
get
Robert
what?
De Niro would say, I got nothing. But I sit on the Mr. O'Mara, and it's like a waterfall of food. Like a waterfall.
Oh,
I
'cause
mean,
he's
this
sloppy?
food bounces off his big fat stomach and bounces on the floor. I get crumbs, I get pieces of food. It's fantastic.
Does he still let you lick the egg plate?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, and this car, his mother is around. Yes, Oscar.
Does Mr. O'Mara's eating habits remind you of a piñata?
Or do they?
Oh, absolutely, man. It's like a symphony. It's incredible. It's like every time, especially if he be eating his toast in the morning, I just camp out right under his chair and I go, okay, it's snowing food. Arriba! Yeah!
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
I remember on Palm Sunday, my brothers and I, we'd steal as many palms as we could, and we'd set the basement up like a Miami nightclub. Oh my God, John, look what the boys have done. They've taken all the blessed palms and set the basement up like a disco. Oh boy, it's winter in the city. I'm visiting my folks. I live in California now. My parents call me all the time out there, just to find out what time it is. They call me, what time is it out there? It's 3 hours difference, Mom. Work it out on paper. You're probably on that cordless phone, aren't you? Walking around without a cord. When we were kids, we had cords. And we were happy. We were tethered to the base unit in the kitchen. Mr. Hollywood with your cordless phones and your hot tubs and your phone sex. One of these days, you're going to be having phone sex in that hot tub, and you're going to be electrocuted just like your Uncle Phil.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his easy chair, here's Mike.
We are live from the Cappy Pfeiffer Studios. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. We are broadcasting all over the planet, powered by Encore Insurance Services with over 23 million downloads. We're at MikeO'MaraShow.com, and we are heard over the air on the mighty 1630 KCJJ in the heart of the heartland. Go Hawks.
Welcome back, Tommy.
The Mike O'Mara Show is a daily radio show and podcast with the greatest listeners in the world. Why?
Why?
Because they get it. Our show today is brought to you by FanDuel. I am here to say very honestly that Tuesday is my day to dive back into FanDuel. I am mourning the Red Sox overwhelming collapse to the New York Yankees over the weekend.
Yes.
So baseball is sensitive to me, but when I get back into it tomorrow, I will be doing it on FanDuel because they are the leader in one-day fantasy baseball leagues. You can play today and win tonight. There's no season-long commitment, no upfront fees, and real money. Leagues start at $1 right up to $1,000 plus. You can start fresh with a new team each day. Play whenever you want. It's all up to you. I love FanDuel. No one has more leagues, more players, or more payouts than FanDuel.com. If you go to FanDuel.com, you have to check out this website. There is a wealth of opportunities for you to play. Tons of different combinations, and I want to be just like Chris Prince, who pocketed $535,000.
Awesome. Now, do you blame yourself for the Red Sox collapse? Do you think you caused it? No,
No, I
of
do
course not.
No,
Why?
no.
And how could you?
Of course, I never would, Rob. Remember, FanDuel will pay up to $1 million a day this baseball season. Did you hear what I just said?
How much?
$1 million a day and over $400 million this year. Here's a special offer just to get you started. The first 50 people that sign up and use our code, that's TMOS, FanDuel will match your deposit dollar for dollar up to $200. That is fantastic. Act fast. The deposit match offer is ending soon. Get your share of the $400 million in payouts at FanDuel.com. Just use that wonderful code TMOS, FanDuel.com, the leader in one-day fantasy baseball. And this is the week, boys.
Yes, it
that
is.
I get into the win column. Tomorrow, of course, if we're sponsored by FanDuel,
Yes.
I will bring in my lineup, and I will tell you exactly who I'm playing tomorrow night.
Do we
We'll
get
get
a
that
do we get a
straight.
tip? Are you going to lean heavy on pitchers? What are you going to do?
You guys are so Monday. You know, when we were in studio together and I couldn't see you on camera, you guys would be, I could, look at you. But now the camera kind of points down at both of you.
Yes.
And you both are every bit. Rob could not be any more Monday.
I've had a weekend, all right?
Rob is so Monday. It's hysterical to watch. Your whole body.
I know.
Screams.
Tell me
like
about
you-
it.
I
you
feel
had a
great,
weekend.
Mike.
Yeah, Oscar feels great. Of course he does. He
I
always
took
does.
some notes as you were reading that spot to remind you
Yes.
later in the show.
What about?
I says, please remind Mike to set his lineup up tonight for tomorrow's show. That
Well,
I was
that's-
taking notes for you.
Well, that's
See?
very
I'm trying
much
to take care of everybody.
That's
here.
awesome. That's much more like a Tuesday, Oscar,
A,
than a
a
Monday.
little micromanaging.
Yeah.
There you go.
With Mike Romero.
Yeah, Micro O'Mara.
So we might as well get right to Rob.
Yeah.
I've got a ton of Florida stories, including warnings for people driving down here. But anyway, I want to jump into Rob Spiewak because it was a couple of years ago that yours truly was diagnosed with this sleep apnea thing. And for people that don't know, I think there's a stigma around sleep apnea in this country because people just don't know what it is.
Right.
And if you don't have it and a doctor tells you you don't have it, you hear it and it sounds so much worse than it is. What it is just a snoring. That's really what it is. Sleep apnea is snoring. And the scary part of sleep apnea, as Carla told me when I had it, was that you're going along and you stop breathing.
You just
so
stop.
When you're snoring, it'll be like like that, and suddenly you're gasping for air, and it's really disconcerting to the person that's A, awakened by your snoring,
Yes.
and B, loves you very much and wants to make sure you don't stop breathing in the middle of the night.
Carrie has mentioned that it becomes a game because the snoring wakes her up, and then she's, rooting for me to stay alive. And the longer that I stop breathing, she starts counting, and it's like 1, 2. He's alive. Okay, that's good. And then she
There
tries
it
to go
is.
back to sleep. But it is many times. How many times an hour was it that you stopped breathing?
It was insane.
Wasn't it 40?
The only thing I remember is during my sleep study when they test you for how many times you stop
Right.
the regular sequence of breathing during the night. And usually the average sleep study can be about 2.5 hours where they gather all their data. They had me out of there in 40 minutes. Already said, nope, you need the machine.
Oh, my God.
Get right to it.
Wow.
Get it taken care of.
Wow.
So Carrie does the exact same thing that Carla did with me, where you hear the stoppage.
Right.
And the bottom line with all of this, I guarantee, this is because Rob and I are fat.
Oh yeah,
pure and simple.
As a matter of fact,
This
it
is-
was
this is
told to
fact.
me. It was told to me when she did an
That's
examination.
not very nice to say to someone.
Well, I think it's okay that we're being inclusive. Well, we are fat. That
I
is fat.
am,
But
you
we,
know.
when I had my
11
initial
pounds down in Florida.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, baby.
when I had my
Working
initial
ass off.
my initial consultation, and the lady says, "I need to look in your mouth," and she pulls out a flashlight and shines it in my mouth, and she says, class 4 uvula. And I said, okay, like I know what that means. And she said, and I said, what does that mean? She said, very restricted airspace. I said,
Really?
what does that mean? She said, you have a very small airspace. I can almost not see your uvula at all.
Oh, you do live in the capital, though.
Now,
but
when she says class 4 uvula,
class 4 of the 1, 2, 3, or 4. 4 is the worst representation of your uvula. Now that's the little dangly thing that hangs in the back of your throat.
and it's not that she's not actually measuring that. She's seeing access to that.
Right,
correct?
the airspace. And what she explained to me, she says, have you ever put on weight? I said, have I? She says, when you put on weight, you are putting on weight everywhere, and even just a little bit of weight in your throat. And now all I can think of is, great, now I've got a fat throat.
Does she weigh like 111 pounds?
Yes,
Is
she
that
does. She does. And she says, even just a few extra ounces can really restrict your airspace. And so
how
that's
much does she weigh? Like 112 probably total?
Yeah, she weighs nothing. And she weighs the same as my uvula. And so she says,
Does she come from the land where they worship cows?
She comes from out of town, certainly. She didn't have a Lovettsville accent, so I know she wasn't from Loudoun County.
There we go, Mr. Spiewak has crawled into the bed.
And so when I did my consultation, she said, it's obvious to me that one of the reasons you snore is your restricted airway. And I said, well, you know, when I'm at a lighter weight, I don't snore as much. She says, this stands to prove what I have already said.
So this is the doctor you're talking about?
Yes, and I'm not sure she's a real doctor because she's just a sleep doctor. I think she's kind of like a chiropractor.
Well, who got you in to do the sleep study to start with? How did that happen?
Carrie went in.
Take us from the very beginning.
Carrie went into the sleep doctor because Carrie was concerned that she sleeps so much. Because, you know, Carrie will nap all day and then still sleep through the night.
How long has she been sleeping so much for?
A long time.
like tens of years.
A long
right?
time, but it's starting to
By
concern
the
her.
way, a horrible story.
Yes.
In news you may not need today for Carrie.
Good.
I want to forewarn all of you about that.
Should she keep all her affairs in order?
She might want to.
Oh, good. I mean,
I'll get to
it's
it
good
later. I
that
don't
you're
want to jump
alerting.
ahead.
It's good that you're alerting her to it, is what I mean.
Right.
I mean,
Don't
I'm
want to skip ahead in the
Sure,
show.
it's not good. So Carrie went in to schedule her sleep study, but it turns out when she and Indira were talking, mostly they talked about me, and she said, well, with his weight and his neck size and his snoring, he is also a prime candidate for a sleep study. And Carrie says, and if he does a sleep study, can you cure his snoring? Which is a big concern for her because even if I stop breathing, she's still awake.
Right.
So she's thinking two birds with one stone.
Yeah, it'll help her.
It'll
help
her
you.
and help me to, you know, squeeze
Did
a few more.
Did the financial ramifications like dawn on her too that you might get a family package for more of a discount?
I said, Carrie, do you think there's a CPAP with two hoses that we can share? But it turns out her sleep issues, she did her sleep study, and her issues are different than mine. She has the nighttime equivalent of restless leg syndrome.
Wow.
Can I just interrupt? Can I interrupt, Rob, just on
Yeah,
one thing?
please.
At one point, my cousin Teddy, my cousin Billy, and my cousin John were up at my house up in Maine, and they all have them. And I think my cousin Ellen said one night she was up on the second floor, and they had all gone to bed early, and she said it sounded like an airplane tarmac with all the machines going simultaneously.
Now, one of my concerns is the noise of the machine, but I'm told that now they're almost like white noise generators. And, you know,
Sure they are.
I have like a fan that I keep on in my room all the time, and so this should replace the fan.
I pulled mine onto the floor last night.
Oh, and did that wake you up horribly?
Yeah, because when I pulled it onto the floor, it's got a water chamber for humidification, so
and
that you
torture.
So you got humidified air,
right?
And so I pulled it onto the floor because the hose that is attached to it wrapped around my big fat ass, and then the baby stirred, and when I woke up and I turned back over, I was lying on the hose, and so I yanked it down and it fell to the floor, upending the water chamber that's in there, and then in the hose you hear this, and I'm like going.
I am shocked. You're not a gentle sleeper.
Yeah, he's thrashing in bed.
Oscar, Carla would tell you that I turn in when I'm ready, when I'm done watching my Letterman or I'm done watching the game or whatever. Once the lights go out,
evening news.
I am usually within 5 minutes.
Yeah,
literally
5
within
minutes?
5.
Oh, I'd
yes,
kill for that.
Easily.
Me
that'd
too.
be awesome.
Me
Easily
too.
within
And
5
maybe
minutes.
that's because we're fat. Maybe
No,
you think that's another thing?
No.
It's because our souls are at rest.
Of course, Mike. I'm sure that must be it.
Our consciences are clear. That's exactly what it is.
So Carrie had her consultation first, and therefore she had her sleep study first. Now, because she was being studied for a different problem than myself, turns out Carrie doesn't need a CPAP. She just needs a mouth guard to set her jaw right and a medication to keep her legs at rest at night so she can get into the deeper sleep. But she had such a bad time at her sleep study because hers went from 8, that's her mouth guard. Hers went from 8:45 at night until 4 o'clock the next afternoon. And because of that...
wow.
Wait. Her sleep study went from 8:30 the night before till 4 o'clock in the afternoon?
Yes,
Like a
because
vacation.
they had to study her napping habits because that was part of her deal.
Do they have her judge shows?
And yeah, they do have a television. They do have a
nice.
television. So
It's
she went through
horrible to
the
be in that sleep center all day, though.
and because of the problem is that she's not allowed to have caffeine, and she's a caffeine addict like so many people are. She got such a raging headache that she actually, and I know she appreciates me mentioning this, took the time to throw up while she was there. So she had an absolute miserable, almost full day at the sleep center. And she called me, and at one point she's almost in tears. She says, I just want to go home. And I said, you got to stay, because if you don't, you've got to do the whole thing over again. Well, it turns out it's a good thing she stayed. They got all the data she needed. And also the doctor told her that she does snore, which I've been telling her for 18 years, and I finally got it written down. And so she's fine. But I'm so flipped out hearing about what she went through when I go to my sleep study. I'm very worked up all day Saturday before I go in for mine. And I certainly don't want to throw up. And I've seen all the wires.
Why did she throw up?
Because she was in almost migraine-like pain.
Really?
Because of the lack of caffeine. And also I think she was very upset. And, she's also weak.
Does she drink? Does she drink a tremendous amount of coffee?
She has a couple cups of coffee all day, and then she's a soda drinker as well. But
regular soda or diet soda?
Whatever she can get her hands on. Normally regular, though. But the thing is
That's
she's
bad. Tell her to stop that. That's horrible for you.
But the caffeine it's like not having a cigarette craving. If you are really drawn to caffeine and you don't have it for over 24 hours, it's a splitting headache.
Well, ask your brother over there, because ask the man to your left, because my God,
That'll destroy
he's
you.
addicted. You're addicted to caffeine, aren't you?
Yeah, but I'm much stronger than Carrie.
I think we all are.
So, I kind of just shake it off when I can't find it.
You do. You chew on a rock and you get past it.
Stronger than Carrie. Way to go, Tarzan.
So my sleep study is at 8:45 on Saturday night this past weekend, and I'm nervous about it effective Friday night, because I've seen what Carrie went through, and so many people are telling me it's awful. You didn't have a very good time at yours. And
well, it's who can have a good time when you're attached to things?
So I go in, and what I just, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to beat this myself, and I brought my Ambien with me. Now
I thought you were talking about your regular nightly habits.
No, I don't do that there.
And Rob says he's going to beat it.
Yeah, I'm going to beat it, Mike.
Oh, I bet you people do. People get so comfortable, they're like,
Oh,
you know
that
what,
is
F
so.
this.
What, in a sleep study?
I really
No.
doubt
There
it,
are
because
some pervs out there, Mike.
But
Some
there's
people
a
can't go
camera.
to bed without doing that.
You have
Yeah,
to
they
sign a
know there's a
release.
camera. They don't care.
That's the kink.
Yeah.
They like it.
You do get your private room, and
Yes,
that's
you do.
the nice thing about it. You get your tremendously private room. So I think that but see, they have a camera on you.
Yeah, and that's the problem.
Unless you're that kind of perv that wants to have the camera viewing
Or you could
the whole
probably
time.
prop your legs up, like your knees up, and then nothing could be noticed.
Or you stand under the camera.
Yeah.
Mr.
Yeah, right under the
Spiewak-
camera in the corner.
Mr. Spiewak, we saw
Like
a
a deviant.
spike in activity here at about the 2-hour mark. It seemed like your temperature was raised, your blood pressure went up.
Your heart
and,
rate was up. Mr. Santana, can you explain why there's a sock over the camera? There's just a sock
I just
on the
threw it
camera.
up there.
I don't know how it got
Good
there.
aim.
Can I ask you this? And
Please.
we've got plenty of time to talk about
All right,
it, so
good.
there's no rush. But I will ask you this, because I'm digressing, because I'm curious, since I went through the same experience.
Sure.
Did you feel like I did, that when you went to this sleep study, that there was pressure for you to fall asleep?
Absolutely. And it's coupled with the fact that it's creepy, because what it is, it's almost like It's out in the area of Lansdowne. You know, they have building after building after building near the hospital that are doctor's offices.
Right.
And there's nothing creepy about going to a doctor's office at like 11 o'clock on a weekday.
It's normal.
But I'm going there at 8:45 on a Saturday night. It's scary.
Yeah, see, that's when I went
it's
in
like
at 8:30.
abandoned. Yeah.
I went in at 8:30, and I preferred it that way because you want to go. I mean, that's when I sleep. I want to go in at night, and I didn't mind that because, in a way, if it's not trafficy, if it's that environment, you know you're not there in the middle of a business day,
Right.
That relaxed me to a certain extent.
It made me uneasy because it didn't seem usual to be in a doctor's office in the dead of night.
Yeah, strange, but and here's the ultimate tease for you.
Yeah.
As we go to break right
Yeah.
now, I just want to say this: Rob Spiewak, will you share with us what your uniform was?
You
For
bet.
sleep, both in your normal world and what you know. Well, let me ask you this:
Yeah.
You don't say it yet,
Right.
but did you choose to wear what you normally would wear to sleep at home at the doctor's office?
Mike, to wear what I would normally wear would be an impossibility, so no.
So gross. We will take a break and come back with more of Rob and the sleep study. They're just about to attach the electrodes to him. We'll take a break. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by our Amazon page. Amazon, the best way to buy anything. At least down here in South Florida, they are ramping up for Easter, and
Yes.
You're starting to see the little signs on the lawn. There was we were driving around. One of the deals that we have down here with my boys, we take them out at night, and we drive through the property in the back of a golf cart, and it's just a lot of fun to see everything. And there was a tiny little Charlie Brown tree in the middle of the golf course that was decorated with Easter stuff.
Oh, that's
and I
very
said,
nice.
When he gets older, I looked at Carla, I said, I'll tell him that's where the Easter Bunny lives. And then I realized by the time he gets to the age where he might even buy that story, the people that decorate that tree are probably going to be dead.
That's right. That's where the Easter Bunny lived before he passed from cirrhosis, son.
Amazon is what we're talking about. Great deals, hot deals. Check out, there's a brand new product. I've seen this and been doing some research on it. It's the new Amazon Fire TV.
Very cool.
What is it? What is it? I'll tell you. Okay, how about now? Why not? Shut up, I'm talking. The Amazon Fire TV is a tiny box that plugs right into your HD TV. It's the easiest way to enjoy all your favorite subscription and streaming services like Hulu Plus, another fine sponsor of the Mike O'Mara Show. Only $99. You'll love it. Oscar streaming is the future. That is the way people are going to be getting their content, and this is just another incredible device that helps you do that.
It's on demand, and people wonder why you need your set-top box. Well, a lot of people like watching their content not just on their computer, but at home on their TVs. If you go on vacation, take this box with you. You don't take your computer with you. You're actually on vacation.
Yeah.
Very cool. Our Amazon portal is the best way to get that, the brand new Amazon Fire TV. They also have everything for your home and your office, everything for Easter. If you need it, Amazon has it. Always open at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. The best way to save money and support the show. Click Amazon at MikeO'MaraShow.com. All right, when we last stopped, Rob was going in at 8:45 at night to his Loudoun County doctor's office. It is a sleep specialty location.
This is what they do. There are
they
actually
have bedrooms.
There are probably 2 hallways that have 4 or 5 bedrooms on each hallway. I don't know that it was a capacity. I did see several people from several different lands all represented that night at the sleep study.
International location.
Yeah, it was International Sleep Night. Comprehensive Sleep Center.
Strap in, you're in for a bumpy ride.
But when I got there, for one thing, I was panicked because the night before, Carrie says, you did get your late night access code to the building. I said, no, I didn't get that. And so that's another thing to worry about. But I get there, and of course, the abandoned doctor's office is wide open. So I go in and check in. And
was it a dude or a lady?
At the initial check-in, it's a lady, and she says, Mr. Spiewak, you need to go. This is not the doctor, but a similar voice. You need to go to the third floor.
Is there anyone from the United States that works in this office?
Yes, the lady that wired me up seemed to be domestic.
Wait a minute. So a lady wired you up?
Yes.
Huh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. See, I had a dude, and that made it worse. I wanted a lady. I wanted a mommy to tuck me in.
Well,
that's creepy.
It really wasn't great because, well, I'll get to why. As I got there.
No, I wanted a lady to tuck me in.
Well, I know, I
Oscar.
understand.
What's wrong with that? Yeah.
You're at a doctor's office, for God's sakes.
That's really not a doctor's office. It's more like a real bedroom, but where they have wires.
Real bedrooms?
And, you want to have, they had a real bedroom. At least in mine. Did they have a real bedroom at yours?
They had a bed, they had a recliner, they had a television. Yeah, it was essentially a bedroom.
Oh, wow.
Do you have any food?
Yes, they did, but not much. Nutri-Grain bars. But I wasn't there. You see, that's nothing.
That's where if they want, you know what you want to do.
What's
if
that?
you're going to have a successful sleep study where the person is going to go right off into dreamland.
Yes.
You know what
Feed
you give him? You give him the world's greatest sandwich.
Or how about this? How about one of those steam tables that's filled with a turkey dinner and all the trimmings?
It's funny you mentioned turkey.
Why?
Because I just mentioned the world's greatest sandwich.
And the world's greatest
That I'm
sandwich.
digressing again for because I discovered it down here. I'll tell you later.
Excellent. Is it
It's
as good as the turkey
fantastic.
that you had at the Carnegie Deli? That was pretty
No,
good.
this sandwich is called. People might know it.
Yeah.
Because it's all over the. It's called the Bobby. It's called the Bobby.
Are you saying that it's?
B-O-B-B-I-E.
Is it
I didn't
all
know
over
about
the
this.
internet? Did you come home and research the sandwich?
No,
Mike?
no. I experienced the sandwich myself.
You
over
lived
the
it.
weekend.
You lived it.
I plan on checking this sandwich out. This is absolutely the greatest sandwich I've ever had in my life.
Okay. I'll
Turkey
have to
based?
Check it out.
It's turkey based. Yes,
Does it
I'll
have-
tell you later.
Okay. Does it have
If
stuffing?
people know, I
Does it have
mentioned the
stuffing on
Bobby.
it?
People know what I'm talking about if they heard the Bobby and they've been to this place, Capriati's. I will tell you right now.
You just stopped Rob in his tracks.
'Cause now
I'm
you've
sorry,
befuddled
I
me.
did.
Sandwich and great, and he forgot his entire story.
Does it have stuffing on it?
We'll get to it. Get back to your
All right.
sleep study.
All right. So
We'll get
you
back-
asked about my outfit. So I'm dispatched.
have
I check in,
stuffing on it.
and I go to the third floor. I'm told to go. And my outfit, Mike, I'm wearing a t-shirt. Yes. Boxers. Mm-hmm. Basketball shorts. Nice and comfy. And
Are you going to sleep in the basketball
yes,
shorts?
I am because the
Oh no,
fact-
you sleep in the. I put my boxers on. I
Well, you
wore
see, Mike,
boxers.
I sleep naked when I sleep at home, and so I
I
can't.
remember this.
Oh no!
You wanted
really
him-
can't do
you
that.
wanted him to eat a big sandwich and then get naked and
right.
slink into that bed.
Or better, he
That's
wanted me to get
gross.
naked and eat the sandwich. I mean,
so
the,
disgusting.
all of the
Eating naked
ingredients-
is disgusting, by the
yeah,
way.
You
not a
sleep
fan. not a fan.
naked?
Of course, we've been
You
through
sleep
this.
with like your bag out on the sheets.
Yeah.
Does Carrie sleep naked too?
No. Carrie sleeps
So
with a
you sleep
blindfold.
naked? That's even creepier. You sleep naked and she doesn't.
Well, sometimes she might.
What do you do like when your kids run in and have a nightmare or something?
I'm under a blanket. And they're also 11 and 13. They're not running in anymore.
I'm sure in the years we've been doing the show, this has come up before.
Yes, it
I know
has.
it has.
It has.
And is it always as horrible for me when we talk about it?
Well, why do you think you've blocked it? We've been through it a dozen times.
I swear to
still
God, I do.
gross.
I block it every single time. So when you get ready for bed at night,
Yeah, it's simple,
you
simply disrobing.
you, you just brush your teeth.
Yeah.
Do you brush your teeth?
Not at night.
You know, I don't either. most
In the
of
morning,
time.
I do.
You
Carla
don't,
does.
you
Oscar,
maniacs.
Oscar, do you brush your teeth at night?
Yes.
No.
I know.
Like a rape victim.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm dirty. Something just happened.
Send the letters to Santana.
You know what I
please.
mean.
Send the letters to Santana. Jesus Christ.
I am cleaning myself thoroughly. How do you not brush your teeth before you go to bed?
Not time.
Yeah,
too
very-
busy
no
watching the
time.
TV.
Very
Yeah,
excited
no
to get my
time.
clothes off and lay down.
Oh, that is so bad.
So,
That is
but
so
that's
bad.
Mike. That's a non-issue for the sleep study because I'm in the t-shirt and I wore a hoodie, but I didn't sleep in the hoodie.
Well, the thing is that even with the gym shorts on over the boxers, that's just a little more constriction in the waist area.
Yeah,
than,
but you know what?
would
That
need
doesn't
for comfort.
It doesn't matter what they're about to do to me. I might as well be wearing a suit of armor. It's
All
not
right.
going to make any difference.
I won't interrupt anymore. Get right to it.
I get there and they show me to my room 4. And the nice lady, whose name I don't remember, says, "I'm hooking up another person to electrodes right now. Please sit down and make yourself comfortable." So
Tell Oscar and everybody else in the listening audience the process of what it is, because this was the most disconcerting for me.
Well, I'm not there yet because
Okay, go ahead.
I
I'm
had
sorry.
one last question as I'm filling out my paperwork, and it says list all the medications you're on. So I, thousands and thousands of them. And
One
I
last
said
question.
to the lady,
I was thinking about slipping out of these shorts, lady,
said-
and sleeping au natural the way I
"Can you
normally
help
do.
me? Is the elastic awfully tight?" And I said to her,
So nasty.
I sometimes, on occasion, I have a prescription for Ambien, and I sometimes take Ambien to help me sleep.
Sometimes, all the time.
No, not all the time. And because I run out.
Excuse
'cause-
me, miss, could I have 3 Crown Royals and 2 Ambien?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. They say, they want it to be a representation of how you're asleep normally. He said, "Well, I'm not drinking. I'm so worked up. I haven't eaten food. So, I mean, I'm really upset." And she says, if you sometimes take Ambien, you should take it because it'll help you sleep with all the wires on.
You see, miss, it's not so much as falling asleep as losing total consciousness.
You can drag my body to a sawmill.
Exactly.
And I don't want to know about it.
All I want to do is get hooked up to the wires and then walk into the light.
You could be the neighbor boy and put me in the trunk of your late model sedan, and I wouldn't know until 8 o'clock the next morning.
Yeah,
I am so obliterated that it doesn't even. How often do you take Ambien?
I would say maybe a couple times a month. Not often.
Oh,
I
okay,
have it,
so
though,
that's
in
not a
case
big
I
deal.
need it.
Oh, it's great.
It is the
Oscar,
best.
how often do you take Ambien?
When I had a source.
You still do. I'm right here.
Yeah, but I don't like taking advantage of you. When I had a source, I would take it at least 4 times a week. Remember when I was going through the sleep bouts, the sleep problems?
Yeah.
Through that bad relationship I was in. Yeah, I would take at least 4 to 5. It was one of the greatest years of my life, actually. I had the most rest.
It is a great, wonderful drug, Mike. And when the nurse said that it was okay that I take it, I said, well, that's fantastic. This is going to be like killing a bottle of wine. So I said, if 1 Ambien tablet is good, 1.5 is probably better.
1.5?
So, yeah, I took 1.5
Ambien. A trank gun for a rhinoceros.
That's exactly right.
Oh, my God.
You totally cheated, though. See, I didn't know you
I'm
could
not
do
cheating.
that.
Not cheating because I asked. I said, may I take an Ambien before bed? And
Man,
she
I would
said,
love to do that.
And so,
can you imagine the size of that dart that has to hit Rob to take him out?
Wait. Pull what out?
So she finally comes in, and I'm feeling a little drowsy. The Ambien is starting to relax me. It's like I feel like I've had like 2 or 3 drinks, like 2 or 3 beers.
As somebody who has never taken outside of NyQuil when he's got a cold, I've never taken a sleep, medication.
Yeah.
What is it like?
It's wonderful.
Tell me what it's like.
It's
please.
wonderful. You know what it's like? It's like you've got a really good alcohol relaxation thing going on, and then when you wake up, you don't suffer the hangover. You will have a dry mouth sometimes, but it gives you a wonderful, intense sleep. The kind of sleep that when you wake up, it's like, wow, that was a really great night's sleep.
I don't know if Rob feels this way, but I know I definitely every day had to shake it off with a shower. Like I had to wake up and like fight to wake up.
Yeah, I would say you need like 9 hours for the Ambien to really get out of your system.
By its very nature, it would be horrendously addictive. Like incredibly addictive.
Not really. I mean, if you wanted to take it every night, you could, but I can sleep without it. Sometimes if you're like really keyed up, or like if you're traveling, I took a couple pills with me when we went to Las Vegas because I don't sleep well in a hotel room, and it can help you with that.
I'd love to take it on a plane.
Yes.
Would it work on a plane?
You don't want it on a plane though, because on a plane you're not on a plane for 9 hours. And so you're going to wake up and you're going to feel logy getting off the plane. You're going to be staggering around like you're a zombie. What you need on a plane is an
we have just landed at McCarran International Airport here in Las Vegas, and we'll be taxiing for a few more moments to get to the gate.
Excuse me, sir. It's we're here. I peed myself.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how you feel.
It could be a dangerous drug, and also some people have that side effect, and it's documented where you walk around and do things.
You do stuff, yeah,
and you can't remember it. That's the scary part.
Really?
Yeah. Was it one of the Kennedy girls?
Yeah.
Was like driving on Ambien and she didn't even realize it.
I have a friend who tried to go to work on Ambien, and I remember she was telling me the story, and I said, "There's no way you tried to." Yeah, they're like, you were driving and you don't know what's going on.
Yeah, Oscar actually launched Tech 411 on Ambien. He did 9 episodes before he even knew what
Those
it was.
Were the golden years.
Yes.
So you took a pill and a half, and they said that was fine because they just want to hear you sleep.
Right, and so when they're starting, they come in and we have a big like recliner and a big queen size bed, but also a task chair like you would have at a desk, kind of like what we're sitting in now. And she says, "I need you to sit in this chair."
Kind of like what you're sitting in now.
Oh, that's right. You're sitting on a hard wicker chair.
I'm sitting in a rattan, like 80-year-old woman's chair.
Can we see the
chair? Where they sit there and they like crochet and fart.
Can we see the chair?
Can we see the chair? Hold on. Mike's getting up. Take a couple minutes here. Try to work this out. Oh, that chair screams Florida.
Oh, my God. That really does. That
looks the 1990s.
That looks like it's from a Florida talk show.
Yeah.
Hey, who's that talking to Charlie Rose?
Let's go into the sundown.
Mike's getting up. It'll take a couple of minutes. Right to you.
You weren't supposed to hear that.
So she comes in and she says, "I need you to sit in this chair and face away from me so we're going to get you hooked up." And the first thing she says to me, and she's not an unattractive woman, but the first thing she says, and she ruins everything, she says, "Oh, yay, you're bald."
Oh, no.
Would describe the lady that assists you with the sleep study at the most important time when it's night time.
She is probably a less vivacious Sofia Vergara, but she has a Latin feel to her. She's very, very pretty. And
okay.
the
That
first break, I said, yeah, we can get hooked up to the wires after we do a commercial break.
Okay, we will take because this is the best
I love
part.
this.
Hooking Rob up to the wires. Now, this is just going to cause a little discomfort on your right testicle.
Oh.
We'll take a break, come back with more. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. This portion of the program brought to you by Hulu Plus.
Love it.
You probably tried Hulu on your computer. Hulu Plus is so much more. We've been telling you that for a very long time. Hulu Plus lets you watch current season episodes of your favorite shows like Modern Family, The Daily Show, My Favorite, and Scandal. Everybody loves Scandal. Watch every episode of shows like Doctor Who, Lost, and Law & Order SVU. Now more than ever, there is so much to watch. Take total control with Hulu Plus to stream these shows and thousands more as much as you want whenever you want. Hulu Plus works on your computer, smart TV, Roku, Apple TV, Xbox, PlayStation, pretty much any streaming device you already own. You can even watch on your phone or iPad while on the train, at work, at the dentist, or in the bathroom.
Yes,
They
Mike.
said that
They
because they
did.
wanted me to share that with you in the bathroom.
I watched it in the bathroom.
You can even block off a day to binge. Hulu Plus is also the greatest place to catch anime and Korean dramas. Imagine one place where I can watch my favorites like Saturday Night Live and The Daily Show, as well as Naruto, One Piece, and Attack on Titan. Even shows for Oscar like Premier Impacto and Despierta America.
Primer Impacto.
What is it?
Primer Impacto.
That means
Primer Impacto.
First impact, right?
Yeah.
of course.
Even shows for that Bolivian Oscar Santana like Primer Impactor
Primer Impacto.
and Despierta America.
That's a
Oh,
good
yeah.
program.
Hulu
Fun
Plus
crew
has everything for only $7.99 a month. Get your entertainment anytime, anywhere. That's like a quarter a day. Right now, sign up at huluplus.com/TMOS or click on the banner on our website and get 2 weeks full access completely FREE
My
free.
mom is going to be blown away. I'm going to go see her after the show today.
Oh, cool.
And I will show her how to use her Hulu Plus app on her smartphone when she's at work. It's going to be great.
Hulu Plus, Primer Impacto,
Despierta
America,
I'm going to blow her brains.
Wow.
Well, you know what I mean.
Wow.
You know what I mean.
That sounded a little interesting.
What's better, what he said about brushing his teeth or that?
Yes.
They're
Oh,
both
no,
great.
she's going to be so blown away.
Remember,
Yeah, you know what I mean.
huluplus.com/TMOS. So get with it. Start streaming TV right now with Hulu Plus. Back to Rob Spivak. When last we checked, Rob was having Sofia Vergara start to attach the electrodes to his body.
So I'm sitting now facing away from her, and she brings in an IV stand, like one of those big wire sticks, because
Yes.
she's going to hang this box on it. And I said, by the way, I've already taken the Ambien because she said I could. And I said, by the way, what time do I get up tomorrow? Do I just sleep till I wake up? And she says, no, you'll get a wake-up call at 4 o'clock. And I start doing the math in my head because now it's 9:30. And I go, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30, 3:30. I said, in less than 7 hours, I'm going to be waking up, and I've got an Ambien and a half in me. I don't know that I will wake up. So,
So
now
they
I'm
said.
now I'm
So
even
the
starting to
Ambien
worry
had
about
kicked in when she came walking back in, and it kicked in.
not fully, but I'm starting to be relaxed. And the first thing she says, we need to wire up.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful, so beautiful.
Are you married?
I'm married. I took my Ambien. I want to do you. I want to do you right now. I sleep naked. I sleep naked normally.
Help me take these off.
Get this elastic band off my big tummy. Mommy.
I'm not to the elastic band yet. She says the first thing she has to do is, she said, we need to check your legs. You're going to need to help me here. Run these.
You need to check your legs.
Yeah, she says, run these electrodes through your pants. So
yeah,
I'm
there we
forced
go.
to take wires and run them down my pant legs and attach them to the side of my knees. I think there's 2 on each leg. Then she starts, and she said, it's very nice that you're bald.
It's a big win for you.
She said, all of the ladies here fight over the bald guys because it's so easy to stick things to your head. Now let me take a measurement. And you know, it's
that's a turn on.
It is, and I really feel like I'm halfway there. She's really, really getting hot for me. When she gets the tape measure and starts measuring my head, and Mike takes out a magic marker and starts making dots.
Right.
She's marking my head. I look
Did she have enough big? Did she have a big enough tape measure when she was going to measure your head?
What she did is she had to do it in shifts. She because it was only 36 inches. But
Mio, that's a giant craniamo.
So she's making marks, and I'm starting to look like Brainiac from Superman, and she starts putting on a sticker here, a sticker here, a sticker here, all over my head. And every time she tapes something to my head,
I know you remember. Did she smell good?
I really don't remember. I honestly don't.
That means she didn't have any appreciable
No
odor.
appreciable odor, just like myself, Mike. And you. So every probe that goes on my head is also attached with a piece of like surgical tape. So now it's getting to the point where even if I raise my eyebrows in conversation, I feel pull in places I shouldn't. Like
they're putting all the electrodes on your brain because they're going to monitor your brainwave activity.
Then they put an elastic band around my chest, and they put an elastic band around my stomach after they size it twice because it wasn't big enough. And she says, "Is that tight?" I said, "I could go a little looser." And so they
monitor it. They have a machine outside, like in their little workstation area, that shows that they can hear your
every wire.
patterns
Every
and look at
wire
that.
goes into like a master box.
Right.
And I think after about 30 things were connected to me,
This is what Rob sounded like.
I did not sound like that. And then
so happy.
She sighs, and I think we're done because she's put about 30 wires on me. She says, "Okay, we're about half done." And then she does about 30 more wires. They go on my back.
Time to attach the wire to the rectum.
Yeah, that's right. And then she says, "Clench, bear down." Then the worst of all, the plastic thing that goes up your nostrils to check your breathing. It's
Well,
like
it doesn't go up. I mean,
it goes in your nostrils.
It goes into your nostrils. It's an oxygen thing.
Yeah,
It's
but
what you see people with in the hospital.
But it doesn't feed you oxygen. It just monitors your oxygen. So
I
now
thought it gave you oxygen.
It does not give you oxygen. It's just there to sense it. And then there's another one that's taped to your chin that sticks out.
I'll be on that as soon as the show's over.
And
where's my tank?
Yeah, well, you know that you're in the place where they sell the most of them.
You borrow your
Yes,
neighbors.
absolutely. I could probably within 3 miles find 8 places that sell that stuff.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, easily.
Oh, that's a business opportunity for you.
That's
Yes,
like
very
the used.
proud. Yeah, I'm gonna deliver them with drones.
Mike, that's like the used tires of Florida.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think there's one right next to the wound care shop.
Oh, that's wound care. So
The wound store.
How do you sell used oxygen?
it's reclaimed. I think the word they use is reclaimed.
Man, I had a crispy grouper sandwich over the weekend. There was some reclaimed oxygen in my room last night.
So she's finally finished with all the wires, and she says, "Okay, now I need you to stand up and hold the box." She hands me a box. It's about the size of a cigar box.
We don't know each other that well, lady.
And so when I
I
stand
can't
up,
hold the box at this stage in our
what I didn't realize is that the wires that ran through my pants were pulled too tight. So when I stand up, they get tight, and they pull me back into my seat because I was, like at a half extension. And then the wires just grab
this.
on.
I'll tell you, looking at this camera shot, I can't imagine how the wires were too tight.
You're charming.
I mean, let's be honest. You let yourself go.
Well, of course. But it's really not a very long trip. And so all of this is finally done. I stand up, she adjusts my wires, and she hands me the box. And it's an octopus. There's 60 wires going into a box.
That's got to be a little scary.
All connected to my body. And she says, "Now hop in."
Disconcerting is what it is.
She says, "Hop in bed and get comfortable." And all I can think of is Young Frankenstein when the guy climbs out of the gurney and he says, "Nice hopping." Because I really can't move anywhere.
Right.
I lay in bed, and this is when I realize that the Ambien is really starting to get at me.
It's a great feeling, though, because if you didn't have that, with all that going on,
I'd be out of my mind.
Yeah.
And the nurse, and I remember this, she says,
I want to touch her box.
she hangs the box up, and she says, "It's very odd. We're seeing your breathing waves in the laboratory feed, but not here in the bedroom. There's another screen there." She says, "I'm going to have to adjust it."
Does
And
she have a heavy Latin accent?
For the sake of the story, yes.
She doesn't at all.
No, she doesn't. She has no
Not
accent
even a
at all.
trace of it?
No. And so at this point, and I have
Mr. Spiewak, you're dead.
the reason that you are not breathing is the fact that you have died. So I have a transcript here from Facebook. I sent Carrie a text on Facebook, and it says, and this is the first clue that the pills are kicking in. It says, I got to take an Ambiag.
Oh, wow.
Now, I am actually pretty much a stickler for proper spelling when I text and do stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
and
the
I
fa-
even know when you're making a mistake. You're not saying I got to take that you need one. You're telling Carrie that you were allowed to have one.
Right, and her reply is, really? And I said, yes, but I'm really hungry. Now, this is where I stop remembering that I texted Carrie.
Right.
And the next thing is, Carrie replies to me, I hope you sleepwalk and do lots of things that you'll never remember, ha. Look in the refrigerator. And she goes on and says, the kids are fine. My next text to her 15 minutes later is, Ambien makes me pre on the NutriBars. and then the funny thing is 20 minutes later, her only reply is, question mark. So I texted her not knowing anything. Next thing I know, it is 10 minutes after 4 in the morning. The speaker that is on my nightstand in the bedroom says,
it's time for you to get up. Mr. Spiewak? Mr. Spiewak? Mr. Spiewak, it's time for you to get up. Mr. Spiewak?
And I realized that I crashed so hard, the TV is still on the same channel that it was on when she left me in the room. It's blaring.
How many hours have you slept for?
I was asleep from like 10:30 till 4 in the morning.
Wow.
And I woke up and she says, you must have been very tired. And I said, why do you say that? She said, you were asleep and snoring before I even got your monitor hooked up right. So that Ambien
drug
hit me like a dump truck, and I was out. And but the only evidence I have is the sentence, Mike, and I'd like to repeat it. Ambien makes me pre on the NutriBars. I think it has something to do with trying to get a Nutri-Grain bar. But obviously, I fell asleep before I did.
Did they give you your results right away, or do you have your results yet?
Wednesday, I go in for the analysis, and they'll tell me how I've cheated death.
That's the frustrating thing, because you want to find out, how
Stressful.
bad is it when you do. Do you first of all, did Carrie get her results?
Yes, and
Is she going to need the machine?
No machine, just the mouth guard. So
Just
she's
the mouth
okay.
guard.
Yeah.
So she doesn't have very bad sleep apnea. Do you think you're going to need the machine?
I'm
like
going
me?
to need probably a machine built by General Motors or maybe International Harvester.
Get the V8.
It's going to be a
22-foot
box truck for my breathing. But when I woke up, my thought is, okay, I've got to get a surge of adrenaline, because even though I probably still have Ambien coursing through my body, I still have to drive home.
Yeah.
And I did make it home safely, and I never felt actually inhibited by the Ambien.
Did you stop for some snacks?
No, I just went right home and went to bed. It's only
food.
it's only 3 miles from my
Oh,
house.
it's not
I
bad at
know
all.
you didn't. Now I know you didn't do this because you're not me, and I
Right.
know you would. Did you get any clue? Did you have them give you any info about the sleep and whether you broke for air or something? You didn't ask anything.
No,
like
and
that,
you know
did
what? Carrie actually said when she was giving me her little pep talk beforehand, she says, don't even ask because they won't tell you. As a matter of fact, they're not licensed to analyze the data.
It's just like getting an MRI or getting an X-ray. The tech that's in there cannot interpret it, so
Right.
I always thought it'd be a pretty interesting place for an unscrupulous person to work. If you
Yeah.
ran like imaging places where you're just the tech, and you go to classes for 10 weeks, and you get to be in there in this very sensitive medical area, and then I would start doling out like diagnoses just for the hell of it.
I seem to have found a $20 bill here.
What I would
This
say
my
is,
initial.
I wouldn't worry about it. Look, worst case scenario, you might lose the leg. Listen, have a great day. The doctor will be in touch in about 6 weeks.
your
Thank you very
breathing,
much.
your breathing is okay. Do you ever eat bananas? Yeah. It seems that you do.
How would you rate the experience on a scale of 1 to 10?
Not as bad as I was prepared for, because Carrie had such a miserable time, and I had the magic of modern medicine that got me through it. However, I'm still kind of off base, because even when you get up at 4 and go back and grab another 2 hours sleep, it is a bad sleep. And when you wake up with a surge of adrenaline because you're in a place you shouldn't be, and you are attached with wires, and the lady has to come in, and you know what? The wire attachment isn't as bad as the wire deattachment, because that's a lot of tape and a lot of glue, and I have a lot less body hair than I had when I went in. I left some of it behind.
It's, look, as we know, we were joking about it before, but it is kind of a weight-related thing. I think a lot of people that have talked to me about it, have indicated that, that's exactly what it is. And I know that my machine actually has a little card in it, a little card that they can do analysis on. And a buddy of mine checks it out for me periodically. And,
right.
You can tell when your weight shifts down, when your weight goes down a little bit. Carla, why are you looking in here? Carla, come in here. Come on in here. For a
she's
second.
treating
just come here.
She's treating you just like people treated you at WJFK with that one glass window.
Just come here for a
She's
second.
giving you the Deborah Dean
just
treatment.
Come here for a second, please. Why is she saying no? I would like you to say hi to the boys, please, for 5 seconds, please.
Well, it used to happen to you guys and Don when you'd be in the studio and people would walk by and stare at you in the studio while you're doing your show.
We'd have a meltdown. We'd have a full-fledged meltdown.
And you know what was great is the people that would go by and smile, just grinning ears. Radio.
Look at these
There's
clowns.
Miss Lemire. Lean down.
Look at
lean
those
down
monkeys.
So people can see you.
Oh,
Carla.
Carla. Oh, beautiful Carla.
Isn't she beautiful?
Yeah,
She
very
is.
Pretty. Very
Isn't my
photogenic.
wife beautiful? Isn't she
is.
lovely? Look at her.
Yeah, she doesn't need a CPAP machine.
No, she doesn't.
She doesn't need a CPAP machine at all. Shut the door, dear. Guess
But
where,
I am
now-
excited. What?
So, did you get everything in there about your story?
I just want to say that the other thing that kept me sort of going is so many people have said that when you get properly fitted, it's a game changer to how you feel ongoing after. Have you seen a significant improvement since you've been on the machine?
Oh my God! I mean, it was night and day.
Yeah, you're gonna love it
because of the baby and stuff like that. I will still, and really because I'm an old man now, and occasionally I have to get up to take a whiz.
Right.
That's it. But if I didn't have to take the whiz, I would sleep straight through. I do 7 hours average a night. I get 7 hours.
That is-
You're
That's
tied
6
with
to 7 hours a night.
You're tied with your son. Now,
and then sometimes I can go back and I can get a total of 9. It's fantastic. I
the
love it.
water that you put in the machine, it's like ionized water or distilled water?
Distilled water.
Now,
Distilled water because it'll gum up the mechanics of the machine.
Can
That's
you-
the way it was explained to me.
Can you put in red wine?
I think I haven't tried red wine, but next door neighbor of mine came over. We put bong water in there.
How terrific! I think that's
yeah.
great. Do we
It's
have
my
enough time?
89-year-old next door.
Do we have time to talk about the Bobby?
Totally good. Yes, we do. All right, so
You guys.
we're driving down the strip, and I checked this
The
place
Vegas
out.
Strip?
It's got the little strip down here in Florida.
okay.
You know, Oscar. We were out there on that
Oh,
main drag.
in Fort Myers.
Yeah, Route 41.
Okay, perfect.
And
Nice.
we're cruising down, and this place, I see this place. It's called. This is a chain. I think it's maybe in Vegas. It's maybe in Delaware too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many places around the country it is, but it's called Capriati's.
Okay.
Oh, I've heard
And
of
they
this
have
place.
they have a sandwich called the Bobby.
Bobbie, the female
Yep.
spelling of Bobby.
The Bobby, and let me go back to it because it says it right here. So I walk into this place, and it's not much to look at. I mean, it looks like a little storefront, like a deli.
Sure.
That's what. But there's not a lot of activity when we go in there.
Oh, there's one in
And,
Maryland here. There's one in D.C. They're
there's
everywhere.
one in D.C.
Yeah, we're gonna
Capriati's.
go.
Oh, let me tell you
Sandwich
about
shop.
the Bobby. It's the Bobby is pulled turkey.
Okay.
They hand roast their turkeys every day. Here it is. Voted the greatest sandwich in America. I'm clicking on.
By
Where
who?
is it? Come on, crap website. Great sandwich shot, crappy website. I want to describe the sandwich.
Who voted that it was the greatest sandwich? Who are the
You
people
know
that
how they
determine
do
this?
that.
I know.
You know, that's
Oh
the
my
way they do
God,
it.
Rob, we could walk down there.
No,
Really?
Capriati's, yeah.
much too tired to walk. Perhaps a cab.
Is it that
It's
close,
half a mile
Oscar?
away from where we are right now.
Oh, no
So,
kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just, it's not a Florida thing. I just discovered this place. And the sandwich is they roast turkeys every day, fresh roasted turkeys.
Mm-hmm.
Then they pull the turkey meat, so it's shredded, almost like a pulled pork.
So it's not sliced. It's got more
It's
texture
not
to
sliced,
it. Right.
And on the sandwich, they put stuffing,
Oh.
mayo, and cranberry sauce.
Perfection.
And
On
that
what kind of
is
bread is it on?
It's on like a sub roll, on a giant
God,
sub
that
roll.
sounds fantastic.
And it is a thing. It is a work of art, an absolute work of art.
It's
Look at
everything
Oscar.
you love
Look
about
at Oscar.
Thanksgiving.
Would you ever try it? Would you ever even try
It seems too filling.
Too filling.
Too filling. I can't keep my waif-like figure.
No,
if I
no,
eat
it's
that.
not just that. I feel like you'd feel like, on a hot day, you don't really want a turkey stuffing mayo cranberry sandwich.
You might on a hot day.
That seems like you'd have to carry that around all day.
The Bobby is the nationally acclaimed bestseller, homemade turkey, cranberry sauce, stuffing, and mayo. That's it. That is
in the fall. I'll
absolutely
try
all
it
it is.
before Thanksgiving.
What's that?
I'll try it right before Thanksgiving. Seems more appropriate.
No, that's
during
stupid. Do it far away from Thanksgiving. At Thanksgiving, you can make your own sandwich like that.
Yeah, but then in the winter, it's easier to carry around that much sandwich.
It's not that hard to carry around a sandwich. You're really worrying about the wrong things.
Rob, you must try this sandwich.
Then I
you
shall.
Must try this sandwich.
I will make it happen.
And then they have the Cran Slam Club. Homemade turkey, cranberry sauce, ham,
you guys.
mayo.
It's like you're talking about a hot chick.
And lettuce made on sliced wheat, white or wheat bread.
I don't know. I think the ham gets in the way there. You got a perfect flavor balance on the Bobby.
There's the Slobby Joe, homemade roast beef, provolone cheese, Russian dressing, and coleslaw. I'm so going back to this place today. I swear to God, it is so delicious. Anyway, there's a plug. They should advertise on the Michael O'Mara Show.
They should.
We will take a break and come back with news you may not need right here, everybody. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Now, you've heard me talk about my Sleep Number bed and how great I sleep and how great Carla sleeps. We both adore it. Rob and I were talking about our little machines, but the fact is, the only machine that I like is my Sleep Number bed. Exclusive dual-layer technology makes it the perfect bed for couples because each side adjusts to your perfect level of firmness. You sleep, and that's your Sleep Number setting. It's clinically proven to relieve back pain and improve sleep quality. Maybe you've considered getting a Sleep Number bed, but you thought you couldn't afford one. But let me ask you this question. Can you really afford another sleepless, restless night? I don't think you can. It's been documented, and it seems like every day we've got another report that comes out talking about how much sleep benefits you in your health.
Right.
Now introducing the all-new Sleep Number Classic Series with queen mattresses starting at only $699, featuring the latest innovations, comfortably priced. My Sleep Number setting is a 60, Carla's is a 70, and we both sleep like babies in perfect comfort. Hurry into a Sleep Number store where queen mattresses start at just $699. I guarantee you, if you pop into a Sleep Number store, you get yourself one of these, you are not going to regret it. Right now, you can save $300 on the all-new C4 Queen mattress set. No better sleep. Find your Sleep Number setting today at any of the 425 Sleep Number stores nationwide. Find one near you by calling 800-511-0061. That number again is 800-511-0061. And please tell them that Mike O'Mara sent you. I would really love you to do that if you decide that you're going to go in this week or this weekend and buy yourself a Sleep Number bed. I thank you in advance for that.
From around the globe, across the nation, looking through your neighbor's window, the Mike O'Mara Show now presents News You May Not Need. A comprehensive look at the stories you may or may not be talking about during your daily activity. And now, news you may not need.
Jimmy Fallon narrowly escaped a barroom brawl after a fracas broke out while he was partying with friends following The Tonight Show. You guys heard about this?
It's a shame he wasn't hit in the face with a bottle.
You're not a fan?
No, not really. He's too cute.
Sources said the NBC host and a group of friends and coworkers headed to the East Village bar Niagara. Doesn't that sound like a douche bar?
I bet Oscar says it sounds great.
I'd like to go
let's
there.
go down to Niagara.
Yeah,
Sounds like a
I
good
bet they
time.
don't serve sandwiches that are heavy.
This happened Thursday night
Just apps.
after work when the 39-year-old Fallon and his crew arrived at the grungy, crowded rocker hangout around 10:30. They didn't exactly get a warm welcome from fellow patrons. Now, when you read a story like this, you always say, what really went down?
Exactly.
Were there people that thought he was, sometimes when a celebrity comes into a joint like that, they make such a giant splash that they get a backlash. That might have happened.
This sounds to me like spin from his side, because I bet when he went in, it was a big deal because he's a star. And what is going to happen is if he goes in and he makes a splash and then he acts like a dick, then they turn on him. They wanted to make it look like they were turned on him already, I think.
Well, we got some eyewitnesses.
Okay.
Customer Ron Harrell posted on Twitter, Fallon just got in a fight at Niagara Bar. Go NYC. But I mean, if it's hipsters down in the village, they're probably like,
They're
who
douches
gives a rat's
anyway.
ass?
Sure.
He posted a picture that showed a suit and tie clad Fallon being apparently comforted by a woman and closely guarded by a large glowering guy in an FDNY sweatshirt as a stunned crowd gathered around. That's an awful lot of description for a Twitter pic, isn't it?
Yeah, you know what? The fact that Twitter really shouldn't ever use the word glowering. I think
Right.
that's where they went wrong.
One source said there was some hostility from some people at the bar. Jimmy was not the aggressor, but he was caught up in it. It was broken up, and Jimmy and his friends immediately left. Another added that Fallon's night at Alphabet City Hipster Haven, Niagara, there was a kerfuffle.
Oh, please.
A dust-up among other patrons. Jimmy was caught up in it, but was not hurt and turned around and left. It was not caused by him, and he was in and out in about 5 minutes.
Oh, this place looks like, it screams, I make over $200,000 a year, but I want to hang out in this hipster bar. This is really what it screams.
So it's probably a bunch of drunk
I'm looking at it
douches.
right now. People were just hammered. They probably ran into each other.
Yeah,
and that was
that's
it.
exactly what it was. The Hunger Games Catching Fire was the big winner last night at the MTV Movie Awards. You boys get a chance to look in at all?
I watched some of the clips this morning. It looked like a disaster.
It won Best Movie, The Hunger Games. Josh Hutcherson and Jennifer Lawrence won Best Male and Female Performance, respectively. Host Conan O'Brien opened the show with a skit where he ran around trying to get 50 celebrity cameos. Hardy, har, har, har. That's about all I got on
There was
that.
another wondrous thing he did, Mike, where he said that musical numbers are a waste of time in an awards show, and then to talk about it, he sang a song about how he hates musical numbers.
Hardy, har, har.
Yeah.
You know what? Even if I was ever hit by the lucky stick and blessed to be asked to do something, I would think that is one of the most thankless gigs in the world. Well, Patton talked about it.
Yep.
I mean, it's extremely difficult to try to be fresh and new and do that. Parade Magazine has released its annual What People Earn rundown.
You still love Parade, Mike? Do you still read it every week?
Every single week.
You love
Apparently, Miley Cyrus's sleazy, over-the-top, no longer a Disney kid act is paying off. Parade revealed that she pulled down, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
$76.5 million for slutting it up last year.
Wow.
Pretty good year for her, then.
Impressive.
Yeah.
That's more than the $63 million Justin Timberlake raked in with his 2-album comeback. Here are some other highlights from the report. Beyonce, $57 million. Bruno Mars, $38 million. Sandra Bullock, $63 million with the two movies, The Heat and Gravity. And, hey, Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, how much did he get?
Yeah. All right. 19 million. You would think it would be more for him, wouldn't you?
I would think that Bruno Mars should have more than 38 million.
19 million. Yeah, it's just fictitious.
Not so bad,
fact.
though.
Yes, sir. Yeah. 19 million for me. All right. Your odds of getting audited this year are the lowest they've been in the last 25 years.
Why is
That's
that?
like permission to cheat.
Hey,
the IRS has
don't
some
cheat on the
serious
IRS.
budget cuts, so they'll have fewer agents auditing returns this year than in any year since the 80s. And since they have fewer agents, they'll have to focus on going after the big fish, the people making the most ridiculous claims or trying to cheat their way out of paying huge amounts. That being said, even if you didn't get audited, the computers could still catch you on a big red flag, like if your company reported that you made $50,000 and you report you made $40,000, the computer will automatically catch that. They have systems in place.
Stupid computer. Now I've got to tell the truth.
You know what? What's funny about that? It feels like the IRS would put that story out simply to have people be like, oh, this is the year I just do what I want.
Yeah, time to play
You know what I
fast
mean?
and
Because the
loose.
fines come down regardless.
Yeah.
Or they're coming out with the thing about the computer, which thinks that they'll cover their ass and scare people into not doing anything on the download.
I know this, that as I get older and as my taxes become more complicated, when my accountant says, look, do you have any more expenses? I sit there, no, this is it. This is the only thing I have receipts for.
Yeah.
We're not playing that game. We're done, you know?
Not going to roll the dice.
Yeah, because my accountant is a former IRS investigator, right? So he doesn't even mess around. But when
his name is Henry. You might know him, Henry Block.
He really
Henry
is.
Randall Block.
And he reminds you, I showed Rob a picture of him because
Yeah.
he looks like the guy from Office Space, Milton.
He looks
the
like
one with the
Milton.
red stapler.
Yeah. I was told I could listen to the radio at a reasonable rate.
And it's like all he does is scare me when I walk in. So anytime I hear stories like this, I'm like, this is a plant. They just want to catch people.
It's a plan.
That's it.
My accountant, you guys know my accountant. He says the same thing to me every year, every single year. It's the same drill. He says, "We have any problems this year, Andrew?" He says, "Nope, not if it keeps shrinking."
That's actually sad.
They're not
The
interested
IRS
in how much money you lose.
IRS audited less than 1% of people's returns last year, which was the lowest amount since 2005. They say it'll definitely be even lower this year. Less than 1%.
Wow.
That surprises me. Here's something brand new to worry about, and this is when I was talking about Carrie. I'm just reading the story, Rob. I want you to know
You
that.
mean this is my wife, Carrie, to whom I'm married?
Next time you sneak in a quick nap on the couch or curl up in a supply closet at work, it means you're going to die soon.
Oh, no.
Hold on, Oscar, be quiet. Let's listen to this.
Researchers at Cambridge University in England just published the results of a 13-year study of more than 16,000 people, and they found people who regularly take naps are much more likely to die young.
Oh, no.
People who take naps are almost 33%.
Wow.
I can't look at him. Are almost 33% more likely to die.
Wow, that's like
before
a third.
age 65 than people who don't. The main reason is people who nap are about twice as likely to die from a respiratory illness.
Oh, no.
Now, obviously, we're kind of goofing on the results, but the recommendation is if you find yourself taking a ton of naps, it's worth going to a doctor, as you guys have,
right,
to get yourself checked out. You could have an undiagnosed breathing problem, and Carrie got her mouth guard, so hopefully everything. Maybe she's going to be more rested when she wakes up in the morning.
We'll see, and we certainly hope so, and wish her all the best.
Okay, good stuff.
Concerned
And
husband
now,
right there, Mike.
She doesn't listen, Oscar.
Something. 29-year-old Ryan Tremblay of Curtis Bay, Maryland, went into a hair salon in Annapolis, my old stomping ground.
Sure.
It's called Bubbles. You know that chain that's around the area. And tried to rob the place. He didn't have an actual gun, so he put his fingers under his shirt and pretended they were a gun.
What a dummy.
But the receptionist could tell that she was staring down the barrel of Ryan's fingers. And she started laughing, and then they laughed him out of the building because they knew he didn't have a gun. I would think even if the guy didn't have a gun, you'd be pretty freaked out if somebody was trying to rob the place.
Yeah, you would think so. Unless maybe did his finger come through a hole in the shirt or
I
anything.
have no idea. The cops tracked him down later at his mother's house. Mother!
Oh, hey, Mother!
He was arrested and charged with attempted robbery and theft. Remember, folks, fingers don't kill people. People do. Thank you. Thank you very much.
What a dummy.
On that note, we will take a break and come back with Rob Spiewak and the Magic Audio Vault right here on the Mike O'Mara Show. We're going to get that fixed this week.
We are.
Okay, good. I thought it would be fixed today.
Did you?
Yeah.
No, Mike.
Yeah, I did.
How about that?
It's gonna be it's gonna be another week probably.
Oh, really?
Scheduling, yes.
Oh, I thought it was just. It's a Dante thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay, no problem. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. This segment of the program is brought to you by Vista Print. So, Mr. Big Shot.
Hey, Mr. Big Shot.
Do you know the folks at VistaPrint.com create all their business card designs in-house? They have an amazing team over there, and you should see the options they offer. And that's why it's so easy to make your own personal and distinctive business cards, because VistaPrint is the best. And check out this great deal. Just for our listeners, I love it, 250 high-quality premium cards for just $10, shipping included. Just go to Vistaprint, pick your industry and your card, and start designing. Fonts, colors, text, add pictures, maps, logos, anything you want. Go crazy. The sky is the limit. Then, just when you think it can't get any better, you can personalize the back of your card as well. That's right. Flip it over. You can personalize that side. The possibilities are endless for a business card that is truly you. I'm going to update my own business cards on Vistaprint with kind of a tropical flair.
Oh, a palm tree would be so nice.
Thank you. Everyone in this room has our cards from Vistaprint. They're the best. Not only that, designing the card is fun. 250 premium cards, $10, shipping included. Go to Vistaprint.com, put our promo code in. What is that, Rob Spiewak?
It's TMOS, Mike.
250 cards for only $10. Go to Vistaprint.com and use the code TMOS. Without further ado, let's open up the Audio Vault for today. This is Monday, April 14th, the day before Tax Day. Tomorrow, of course, our famous, world-famous Tax Day show.
And also for people that are down in Fort Myers tonight, look for Mike handing out Anison and donuts at the post office.
Yeah, I'll be there all night long with my big, heavy coat.
I know you will. You saw the Masters and you have no comment, right?
Yeah, I have one comment, yawn. It was an absolute bore. It was a bore. The players have gotten more dull.
Yep.
The game is not as exciting on television. Tiger was not in the running.
Phil wasn't there.
It's really kind of they got some issues.
Yeah.
They got to spice it up on the PGA Tour, and the first way to do it, we used to have, I'm going to sound like an old fart here. We used to have Fuzzy Zeller. We had Lee Trevino. We had Jack Nicklaus. We had Arnold Palmer. We had Payne Stewart with his wild outfits that he used to have all the time. Wild. I will tell you, they don't have anybody.
Right.
These are all guys with 32-inch waists that come out there. They all look the same. They're all dull. They're all trying to win. That they've got the competitive thing down.
I like Bubba winning, though. You don't like Bubba?
Bubba's okay.
He's
but
fine, but there's no story
Bubba's
to it.
boring.
Yeah.
But, Bubba goes for it. I'll give him credit for that. He takes some shots and he takes some risks. But you don't have remember Chi Rodriguez used to make a putt and he'd do the thing where he was there's no
showmanship,
personality.
no color, no fun. I agree.
There's none. They got serious issues on the PGA. Mark my words, you'll see the ratings this week. It's terrible.
No, I'm sure you won't see it down there because you're among older people. But up here, I'm starting to see on the weekend. Have you seen any prom couples out at restaurants?
Oh, no, I'm not creepy like you are.
Well, no. How is it creepy to see them at a restaurant?
Well, I don't go around to high school prom parties.
No, it's not a prom party. I'm at a restaurant. God. This has been a great day thus far.
Oh, yeah. I have Elizabeth just went to her prom, and she's with me down here. I didn't mention that. You see the little sign over my shoulder there?
Love it.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome home, Elizabeth. And Elizabeth's with me for the whole week, so we're real excited to have her there. We had a while. And incidentally, for the Skeleton Pirate of Fort Myers Beach, yes, that was me dancing the hulu yesterday at the beach in front of the Polynesian
Is it
people.
hula, isn't it? A Hulu or is it hula?
Hula. I had Hulu on the brain.
That's
I'll
fine.
tell that story tomorrow. Thank you very much. Go ahead, Rob.
And sometimes one of the hardest parts about prom is getting the girl to say yes, but if you have a star in your corner, that's pretty good. Now, you know that Bryan Cranston from Breaking Bad is on Broadway right now doing LBJ, right? So
yeah, and he's also, I think, going to be in Godzilla, which looks,
He is.
seriously, even though it's action-adventure, it looks like a movie I'm going to want to go see. It looks
Good
kind of
man.
cool. Doesn't it, Oscar?
Yeah, I love it. I can't wait to see it.
So when he's signing autographs at the stage door, a kid asked Bryan Cranston to ask his girlfriend to prom for him, and what Bryan Cranston does is great.
If you don't go to the prom with Stefan, then maybe your best course of action would be to tread lightly.
Maddie, will you go to prom with me?
So I think Bryan Cranston is pretty cool. I would love to see him.
The kid almost blows
yeah,
the
he messed
deal.
it. How about he messed it up?
Why did he have to jump in after that? Betty, would you squeeze my pimples for me, please?
Now, do you ever watch, as I do, Mike, my favorite show on TLC, Sex Sent Me to the Emergency Room?
That's a show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Sex Sent Me to the Emergency Room. Now, what they have is, I think they're from West Virginia this week, and they got...
That's better than My Cat from Hell.
They got a beautiful, gimmicky 5-pound gummy bear as a gift. It's a novelty, right? And
Right.
this is a heavier couple. So what they decided to do is melt the gummy bear down and use the melted gummy bear goo in bedroom play.
Oh,
and it didn't go well.
Can't people get it done? Oh, that's so gross.
Let's hear the interview, okay?
I went to the number one source, which is my mother. She would know what I should do. And I tell her, Mom, I have a burn. I don't know if I should go to the ER or not. He's begging, make up a lie. I had to tell her the truth, so I told her, Mom, we were trying to be kinky. I was like, Michael poured some melted gummy on my boob. It didn't shock her because nothing shocks my mom, so I was like, go to the emergency room.
That's not the way that you really want to be introduced to your girlfriend's mom for the first time. As soon as that phone call went in, I just felt my stomach drop. It was one of those, I'm like, this is it. I'm going to be judged for it forever.
Now, you think it probably...
Rob, I have to ask you a question. I have to interrupt. Were they pigs?
Yeah. They're a bigger couple.
God.
And the best part...
Gummy bears, think about the calories there, you know?
And think about Mike.
Yeah.
They started with a 5-pound gummy bear, like a Willy Wonka gimmicky novelty gummy bear. The best part of the show, though, is not that. The best part is that they have the actual people in the reenactment. And here is where the acting takes place.
Okay.
Here is the reenactment of the woman with red-hot gummy bear goo on her chest.
Stop struggling, you're making it worse.
What? It's burning.
Butter. Everybody knows that butter heals wounds. Come on.
Danny McLovin?
I don't know. It hurts. It's burning.
Try water. Water.
No.
Is that as bad as it sounds?
Worse! And what they do is they have her laying in bed with just red goo on her chest, and he's screaming. And for some reason, when he gets worked up, he seems to have a speech impediment.
But sounds
anyway,
like Ruprecht.
Yeah, that's the thing. The show you want to see on TLC, Mike, it's called Sex Sent Me to the Emergency Room. It's my hot pick to click. That's
All right.
your Magic Audio Vault. Have a great Monday, everybody.
Thank you very much, Rob Spiewak. Bother, there's goo all over my chest. We got to get out of here. For all technical support issues with the Mike O'Mara Show, you can contact our sugar glider wrangler himself, Matt Bloom. Just drop him a line, ponyboy@MikeO'MaraShow.com. All correspondence for the show should be sent to TMOS, Box 2796, Leesburg, Virginia 20177. And remember, our official e-voice hotline is open now at 800-440-8167. That's it. We will see you tomorrow with a brand new show. I will tell you all about a TV show I want to watch as well.
Good.
And we will have more fun and more thrills, and I will tell the story of how the fat man was picked out of the crowd of beachgoers to do the hula.
Nice.
Yes, Mike the Skeleton Pirate of Fort Myers. Why didn't you come up to me and say hello? You reported it on Facebook, and now I have to cop to it. Have a great day. We'll be back with another one tomorrow. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Wait, don't go. I need to tell you that MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon is perfect for all your online shopping needs. Shop the best way. Shop Amazon. And please go through our website, always open at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon.
Mike O'Mara Radio Entertainment.